Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the darkest corner of hip-hop, where we dwell amongst the most demented minds of lyrical mastery to bathe in their mental morbidity. I will be your host for the evening. I go by many names, known in Japan as Black Thunder, known in Tennessee as Nat King Turner, but known by most as the very ghost of Isaac Hayes. And on this dark night, we will be looking at the rhymes of the one MC who has inspired more heart-pounding, purse-clutching fear than most could dream of. A man who has written so many macabre lyrics that he indeed needed his own list. And before you ask, no, Stan is not going to be on it. It's too obvious. And either way, this isn't a list of his best songs, and they're definitely not a list of songs with messages that I agree with in any way. So I must once again issue a trigger warning for this video, because I simply mean to make a list of the songs that are the most mind-twistingly insane, the most startling, frightening, disturbing stories this man can conjure up. He goes by many names himself, including Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, the incarnation of bad itself, or the guy who wrote a better verse than the best rapper alive, commonly known to you all as Eminem. And I present to you now my list of his most cringe-worthy, gut-wrenching songs. And keep in mind that intent. These are not meant to be politically correct in any way, so if you have weak constitutions, you may want to stop this video. I mean it, people. If you get offended by words that are like
a dagger with a jagged edge, it'll stab you in the head, whether you're a fag or les, or a homo sex, or math, or a trans or vest, pants or dress, hate facts, the answer's yes.
Then you should turn this off right now, because that's just some of the... No, that's the only stuff you're going to hear in this video. It's not that he ain't got creativity or something like that, that ain't the case. He just likes saying stuff like that just to fuck with ya. So please enjoy, or be repulsed, whichever comes first.
Them skeletons in my closet, under my bed, no, under my faucet. Then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane.
A lot of people ask me stupid fucking questions.
Oh, and speaking of that song I just sampled.
A lot of people think that what I say on record or what I talk about on a record that I actually do in real life. Well, shit. If you believe that, then I'll kill you. You know why? Because I'm a criminal!
It's funny that in this, the last song on the Marshall Mathers LP, he makes it quite clear that the whole time he's just been messing with people.
I'm the bad guy who makes fun of people that die in plane crashes or laughs as long as it ain't happening to him.
However, even knowing that this is not meant to be taken seriously, it's still socially irresponsible and reckless to say the things he says here. But this isn't a list of Eminem's positive contributions to the world. It's about drawing terror and disgust from his listeners. And when it comes to the general depiction of a madman prankster on the loose, making quips at everyone's expense, it doesn't get any harsher than this.
Hey, it's me, Versace. Whoops, somebody shot me, and I was just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail? Oh, that's Dre with an AK to his face. Don't make me kill him too and spray his brains all over the place.
The song is nothing more than a storm of anger and chaos, a barbed wire hurricane of lashing insults and madcap scenarios. There's even a point where everything stops for a mini-skit in place of a bridge.
Hi.
How you doing?
How can I help you?
Yeah, I need to make a withdrawal. Put the fucking money in the bag, bitch, and I won't kill you.
Oh my God, don't kill
I'm
me.
not gonna kill you, bitch. Quit looking around.
Don't kill me.
I said I'm not gonna fucking kill you. Hurry the fuck up.
Thank you!
This is Eminem at his most unforgivingly hateful. However, he seems to still come back to a certain point about his music.
Shit after shit I say, I just make it up to make you mad. So kiss my white naked ass.
Here he makes it known that he has no actual convictions behind his words. They're vitriol for the sake of a reaction, hatred for the hope of retaliation, for those who play foil to his villainy, providing him more fuel for his fire. Yes, friends, he was a monster, but he was more than an imaginary haunting creature. He was the most real and tangible beast known to the modern world. A troll.
And you can't stop me from dropping each March with a brand new CD for these fucking retards. And the thing, it's just little old me. Mr. Don't give a fuck, still won't please. I'm a criminal.
Is he nuts? No, he's insane.
This song will not be on this list. Yeah, even with the aid of the video, this song always felt more like an imitation of horrorcore than an actual execution of it. I don't know about you, but it just sounds like he's trying too hard to pull off this serial killer shtick. It just sounds silly. Also,
Sitting nude in my living room, it's almost noon. I wonder what's on the tube, maybe they'll show some boobs.
Sorry, but a guy waiting for nudity on television isn't scary. That's what 4th graders would do. In the 90s. Also, you said... Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. You cannot create a persona that's trying to be menacing and still use the word... So no, that song does not make my list. However, this one does.
Yeah. Same song and dance.
This song was one of the few times that Eminem's annoying accents didn't get too much in the way of the creepy atmosphere of the song itself, coupled with echoing voice effects and sinister guitar plucks in the background. Here, Eminem takes on a Buffalo Bill type persona, and the way he's so calm about it makes it even more frightening.
Couple rape charges, people think you're a monster. The police constantly bugging you non-stop.
Throughout the song, he paints himself as a serial-killing misogynist, preying off of their desperate situations.
You out to gas? Do you got the flat? I would hate for you to be stranded at the laundromat. I got your back and sit up front. I'm not asking, it's a trap. You just got jacked and body snatched and it's a rap. Come on, Toots, give me the alley-oop. I'll slam dunk it in your mouth till you puke.
And what makes it the most terrifying is the song title, which takes a second to understand in context. At first you may ask, why does he bring up the image of dancing and singing in a song about killing people? And with the chorus, the answer is revealed.
Slowly she gets in and I begin to lynch her with 66 inches of extension. Yeah, baby, do that dance. It's the last dance you'll ever get the chance to do. Girl, shake that ass. You ain't never gonna break that glass. That windshield's too strong for you.
You see, her struggling is the dance, and her cries are the melody.
Same kicking and screaming, same crying and sobbing, same song and dance.
There's something really creepy about portraying her struggle to escape as something as innocuous as dancing, and describing her wailing pleas as singing, completely desensitized to the horror of his acts.
Same song and dance. Is he nuts? No, he's insane, insane.
Now, this song was one of the favorites in your beloved Rap Critic's Marshall Mathers P2 review, and for good reason. But before I talk about it, you should really go listen to it first. There's a twist in it that makes the song a masterpiece. You see, it starts off sounding like the typical Eminem song about killing someone.
Tried everything to get my mind off you, it won't work. All it takes is one song on the radio, you're right back on it, reminding me all over again.
But then, things change. And really, you should go listen to the song before we go any further.
How you fucking just brushed me off and left me so burnt.
I know some of you may have paused the video, but there's a couple that didn't. So I'm going to give you one more chance to pause this video before I ruin the twist. Stan's brother kidnaps Eminem.
Dragged to the back of a trunk by one of your fans. Irony spectacular, huh?
It's just me, you, and the music now, Slim. I hope you hear it. We're in a car right now. Wait, here comes my favorite lyric. I'm the bad guy who makes fun of people that die.
That sirens I hear? Guess 90 on the freeway wasn't the brightest idea as cops appear in my driver's side mirror.
Oh, God, police! Ah!
It's a turn so dark and demented, it was one of the few times I've been compelled to replay the whole song based off of the story alone. And I wish you could have shared the same joy if you would have heeded my words, you fool! You see, if you do as I say, and take my words to heart, I'll never lead you astray. But in addition to that story, the last 2 minutes of the song switch to a completely different tone, becoming an analysis of his own persona throughout his career, and show a sense of self-awareness not for comedic purposes as per usual, but to point out just how haunted and tortured he is by building his empire off of cold-heartedness, hypocrisy, and hatred.
I also represent anyone on the receiving end of those jokes you were bit. I'm the nightmare you fell asleep and then woke up still in. I'm your karma closing in with each stroke of a pen. Perfect time to have some remorse to show for your sin. I'm the police you hate, that you became. With every faggot you slaughter coming back on you. Every woman you insult, better but the double standard you have when it comes to your daughters.
It's an astonishing track which deconstructs his own fears and insecurities over a sinister instrumental, in a way I've seen few rap songs do before.
Tapping the thoughts blacker and darker than anything imaginable. He goes a wild stab in the dark.
Is he nuts? No, he's insane, insane.
Yesterday I changed your diaper, wiped you and powdered you. How did you get so pink? Can't believe it, now you're two.
Now, if you'll notice, he's talking to his daughter at the beginning of this song.
Hey, but you're so precious, Daddy's so proud of you.
If you'll also notice, his daughter's name is not Kim.
Sit down, bitch. You move again, I'll beat the shit out of you. Don't make me wake this baby. She don't need to see what I'm about to do. Quit crying, bitch. Why you always make me shout at you?
This is, quite frankly, Eminem's most cathartic revenge fantasy, basically exploding on his girlfriend for cheating on him. I don't even have any words for this. It's just pure anger and intensity to the point of lunacy.
At first I'm like, alright, you wanna throw me out? That's fine. But not for him to take my place. Are you out your mind? We can't just leave Haley alone. What if she wakes up? We'll be right back. Well, I will. You'll be in the trunk.
The raucous instrumentation and realization of his murder fantasy, including actually playing himself and his girlfriend, provide an all too real sounding atmosphere, to the point where even the fact that he's imitating a woman's voice doesn't really come off as that distracting. In fact, you could say it enhances the absurdity of the situation, as a madman talking to himself about his nightmarish delusions.
Kim! Why don't you like me? You think I'm ugly, don't you? It's not. No, you think I'm ugly. Get the fuck away from me. Don't touch me.
Fun fact, you've heard of songs that cut out so many words it might as well be an instrumental, right? Yeah, well, this one was so bad they couldn't even include it on the edited version of the album at all. It was exclusively available on the uncensored version of the album. And even then, they had to edit out words that went too far.
There's a f***ing roll little laying dead with a slit throat in your living room. Ha ha! You were supposed to love me. Now bleed, bitch, bleed. Bleed, bitch, bleed. Bleed.
I'd like to share a quote. Eminem said, while sharing this song with Kim, his actual girlfriend, that this song was supposed to show how much he cared for her. To show that he thinks about her so much that he would put her in a song like this. You're messed up, dude.
Is he nuts? No, he's insane.
So, what could possibly be worse than brutally murdering your girlfriend? Well, taking your daughter with you to help you dump her dead body in the ocean, of course.
Where's mama? She's taking a little nap in the trunk. Oh, that smell. Daddy must have run over a skunk.
I know some people might expect Kim to be higher on this list than this one, because it's louder, angrier, and its narrative shows the horror of the situation in a big way, but I personally find this one more chilling, and that we're forced to deal with the reality of an innocent baby girl currently in the protective care of a man who's dumping her mother in the ocean.
Don't play with that, it's toy knife, honey, let go of it. But I still feel sad that I put her on timeout. Sit back in your chair, honey, quit trying to climb out.
The addition of the baby's voice, and the very fact that, yes, that is his daughter's actual voice, makes this song just that much more alarming.
Haley, don't cry, honey, don't get the wrong idea. Mama's too sleepy to hear you screaming in her ear.
Another fun fact, when interviewed about how Kim would have allowed their daughter to be on a song about killing her, Eminem says, well, she didn't allow it at all. In fact, he says, I lied to Kim and told her I was taking her to Chuck E. Cheese that day, but I took her to the studio. When she found out I used our daughter to write a song about killing her, she bugged out. Yeah, no shit.
Nobody in this world is ever gonna keep me from you.
Well, maybe someone should.
Is he nuts? No, he's insane.
More than just a great storytelling song in hip-hop, this was a first for Eminem in terms of self-awareness. No doubt Eminem had been self-aware before, but it was always with a detached sense of comedic craziness. But usually it was centered around the idea that even though he acted nutty, he always knew that it was over the top and that you shouldn't take it seriously. In fact, the song right before this one on the Marshall Mathers LP ends with
I'm just playing, ladies. You know I love you.
But what I think goes overlooked in this song was that Stan was the first time Eminem acknowledged that maybe his songs did affect people. That the things he said on record meant something to people. Stan is about an obsessed fan who writes letters to his idol Eminem because he reflects his life so much, he can't help but see him as an extension of himself.
See, I'm just like you in a way. I never knew my father neither. He used to always cheat on my mom and beat her. See, everything you say is real, and I respect you because you tell it.
With other songs, he would make light of tragedies in people's lives and showcase his blind hatred and fury. But this was the first time he honestly showcased the deep-seated frustration of his young fan base, with no jokes. The simple point is, a lot of kids in America feel they've been ignored, and that no one cares about them. And this kid in particular thought that Eminem was the only person who would listen, who could understand. And this kid had problems that needed some attention.
Sometimes I even myself to see how much it's like adrenaline. The pain is such a sudden rush for me.
But then, by getting no response from him, he felt like the one person who could truly understand him was ignoring him, undermining the idea that his idol truly cared about him. The part that really cuts deep is the idea that in this song, Eminem may be admitting, for all his talk of not taking him seriously, songs like Rock Bottom or If I Had, where he truly spills his heart, blur the lines in his art from fantasy to reality, that he contributed to an atmosphere in which destructive tendencies were allowed to fester through his music in promotion of an angry, hate-filled pop cult of personality. I'm not saying this was right, but this, I believe, was the first time M gave hint that maybe he really was conflicted about whether or not his lyrics do have an impact, made apparent through Stan's usage of his lyrics.
I'm in a car right now. I'm doing 90 on the freeway. Hey Slim, I can fit the jam to drive.
Or what's worse, those fans could not only try to emulate his music, but to outdo him, to find a more evil way to torture someone based on his inspiration.
See Slim, shut up bitch, I'm trying to talk. Hey Slim, that's my girlfriend screaming in the trunk, but I didn't slit her throat, I just tied her up. See, I ain't like you, cause if she suffocates, she'll suffer more, and then she'll die too.
And what twists the knife in further is the additional fourth verse, where Eminem finally answers his letter, in which Stan's actions are invalidated by his idol much too late.
But what's the shit you said about you like to cut your wrist too? I say that shit just clowning, dog. Come on, how fucking bitch you?
Now there's that point, that he was just joking. Now personally, I believe that if he was a kid on the straight and narrow, a song wasn't going to make him suddenly self-destructive. But with that type of self-destructive life already in mind, Eminem's subtext may be indicating a sense of guilt that his songs were little picks, miniature catalysts to bring a violent fantasy into fruition. Maybe not in every kid's mind, but in that vast array of fans, there's bound to be one that could take things too far, with no recourse. Which makes the dramatic irony of M's optimistic response so much more grim.
I hope you get to read this letter. I just hope it reaches you in time before you hurt yourself. I think that you'll be doing just fine.
But wait, you say, as you scan back to the beginning of the video, didn't you say Stan wasn't going to be on this list? That would make me a liar now, wouldn't it? Well, I guess the most important question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do about it? Oh shit!